What's up, mother foxers? So, I realized something. I never really showed like a restoration from start to finish. You know, I did that console, and I never got a picture of the before. Just kind of in the middle of it, and then, you know, whatever. It happened. Um, so I'm decided I'm going to try to show you something. I wasn't going to do it on camera, but I'm going to. And that's this, the center console. You see that? So, yeah, one of the other things I painted, it's red underneath there. It is. The inside of it's black. So, there it is right there. And that's all the parts that go to putting this thing together there, guys. I took it all apart. But this right here, the top, I'm not too concerned about it because I think it's broken. Yeah, it's broken. So, what I'm going to do, for shits and giggles, I was going to replace this thing anyways, but for shits and giggles, I'm going to go ahead and strip the vinyl on this. Not the vinyl, the paint on the vinyl, I should say. And see what it looks like when you get done, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do a bunch of little other parts when I go to spray this, but yeah, let's go ahead and there's a look at it, and you know, let's restore it, man. Let's strip this down and see what it looks like after. Okay, after closer inspection, this is black. It's black, yeah. And there's no red underneath this. So we're just going to stop that, and I'll just buy a new one. As for this, there is red underneath there. You can see that right there. So we're going to get this red. I don't know why there's a black one. Do you think the red interior with the black accents came with a black cover on this? I don't know. I'm getting a red one. If I could, I'd love to have this interior all red. Steering wheel, everything. Those were, I think, in the later, like, 92 cars or whatever. Not a ton of them were made, but I don't know. I like it. I like the all red interior. But anyway, let's go ahead and let me dump this stuff out and we'll give you a midway update here. There's a lot of paint on that spot. Just a lot. That's what I'm talking about, the runs, guys, that was in all these panels on this car. But yeah, there's a lot of paint right there. And this right here, if you can see this, see how it's kind of looks like it's melted away there. I believe when I did this, and now I found the other parts. Here's the other part that I was talking about that this sets into. You know, this is stripped, all ready to go. These were the first two I experimented on, so there are some spots like right there that are melted because I was trying to figure out how to strip these, and I was using acetone, and that's what that's from. That's what acetone will do to these hard plastics. They'll melt them. And this lacquer thinner, you can rub it on there. Like I always say, you can rub it on one spot, but when you start feeling it really getting tacky, and it's about 30 seconds less, maybe more, depends. But yeah, you start scrubbing in one spot for about 30 seconds, it starts tacking up. Grab a paper towel, wipe it off, because it's going to start melting. And it's going to take the texture away. So that's what I've been doing with that lacquer thinner. But that's what the acetone does, man. So not a big deal to be covered up, and nobody will really see it. So, but I went a little further and took it apart. There's this big metal piece, like in the middle here, that puts on the where you put the cassettes back in the day, and that sits inside there. So that's kind of strange. And this sucker, man, this is on a spring. It's spring loaded right here, and yeah, I didn't know that. So when I took those two screws out, this thing came popping up in my face. It's like, whoa, what happened? That's gonna be a little bit of a ordeal to get in there, because at the same time you're supposed to get it over here, the spring sits underneath it, and you got to try to get this on there and push the spring in. So that's going to be fun to try to do. But yeah, I just needed to take this apart because I was wondering where the hell this shit was going. So I had to see where it was leaning into there, and yeah, there's a whole other inside of this thing. So I'm not probably going to do much of that. I just wanted to get up in here, and I couldn't get there with this being on there. So all right, guys, we're getting there. You still see the spots where it ran and stopped. But yeah, the problem I'm having is, I mean, it's 45 degrees out here. I'm not wearing anything warm, but I'm fine. It's just my fingertips, man, with this lacquer thinner. They're just frozen. So I've had to stop here a couple of times to go get my fingers warmed up. Blowing through some gloves here, but yeah, getting it pretty clean, man. Far cry from what you saw when I first started. But yeah, man, let me go get my fingers warm. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. But I got a problem here that it's not going away. If it was warmer, I don't feel like turning the heat on. This stuff would gas off this plastic sooner. But when I went to go warm my hands up, I came back out and I started to do these, spots where they ran, and it's just this plastic still isn't gassed off. It's just cold. I'm gonna let this set because it seems like I got less and less time every time I put down some more lacquer thinner, and I think it's just kind of in there right now, and it needs time to kind of evaporate out of the pores of this stuff, because it's just, like I said, I usually have 30 seconds. Now I'm got 10, and it's just, starting to gum up. So and it's just, the problem is it's just constantly, you start on one end, it rolls down to the other, so this thing's constantly covered in lacquer thinner. So I'm gonna let this set for the night and just come out and kind of, maybe I can finish it up tomorrow. But look at it, man. That looks pretty damn good. I will clean that out, okay? Just so you know. But yeah, it's looking way better than it was. All right, guys, it has been a few days. I let this gas off, and we got the rest of remember the dots that were sitting there. And it's as clean as it's gonna get. That's all gummed up there from when I tested it with the acetone. And then I was looking for my other little pieces that I'm gonna be, I'll show you here in a second. My other little pieces that I'm gonna be spraying today for inside the car. And as I was looking for them, I found something in the trunk. Look at that. It's the frickin' fuse box cover. And it's in perfect shape. There's nothing broken out of it or anything. It's amazing. It's got that frickin' decal on the back of it. That's crazy. It even has the inlaid label fuse on there that you might think that was easy or hard to do. It was actually pretty easy because there's like a indent line around there. I just stuck my nail in there, and once I did that, I used a razor blade to cut it. So we covered that up, and we stripped it black. I'll show you a picture here of what it was before, and then here it is now. And yeah, that was a surprise. Usually when those it wasn't on when I got the car, and usually when they're not there, they're lost. And look at that. That thing was in the bottom of the damn trunk, man. Perfect shape. So we're gonna be painting that and the center console armrest thingy, along with this, which goes with that. And then these are the weird little things that are on the back rear inner quarters in the lower part of it by the door. They get riveted on. So these, like, I don't know, they're weird cups. I think it was just some kind of design thing to fill in space. And then I have these, which are basically the kick panels on the passenger and driver's side. The other one's hanging up here. So we're gonna go ahead and get these ready to spray, man. I mean, I just gotta, and right there is where you see where I was trying to do the acetone on this. Found out it didn't work. And yeah, oh well, no big deal. Most of the texture's still there, but we'll see how it looks when it's done. Yeah, man, let's spray all this stuff, and we'll get a before and after, of course, of this guy, and of course this guy too. And there is the after. That's right. And as I pull back, there's the rest of them, man. Look at that thing. That thing was black. I haven't pulled the tape off that yet. I don't want to. It's still drying. But there's those. I mean, they got their nicks in them, man. Nothing I can do about that. But I can definitely make them look more presentable. And here is this guy here. And the other one. So yeah. Did a pretty good job, I think. But like I said, a little before and after on this stuff. So yeah, there you go, guys. A little before and after on the center console and all the little other pieces I had to do. And I found that fuse panel cover, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. So these things used to be black. Now they're red. I did that. And the dye is very translucent, not very easy to cover with red over black. So that's why I had to strip it all. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Later.